and I wasn't ready to say anything before. But I'm ready now. I've been dealing with problems with my health for a long time. And it's been really difficult for me to face these challenges and to talk about everything. Recently, I've been diagnosed with a very rare neurological disorder called stiff person syndrome. This means I won't be ready to restart my tour in Europe.
When I say that I'm happy to be here, I really mean it from my heart. Those who have been blessed enough to be here at the Grammy Awards must never take for granted the tremendous love and joy.
Celine Dion, the Queen of Hearts. For many of us, this is simply how to describe this phenomenal singer. This was the French-speaking woman that captured our hearts from the first time we saw her hold the mic. Since then, we followed her, basking in the bliss of her voice and songs and sharing in her pains. It was in that spirit that we were all devastated to learn that the amazing singer has been diagnosed with what we now know is called stiff person syndrome. This is a rare neurological disease known as that causes muscle spasms that can be debilitating and even violent. The spasms can be strong enough to break bones, according to the Stiff Person Syndrome Foundation.
Recently, I've been diagnosed with a very rare neurological disorder called stiff person syndrome.
In a 2022 Instagram post announcing she would be canceling her tour dates, the singer wrote, "Unfortunately, these spasms affect every aspect of my daily life, sometimes causing difficulties when I walk and not allowing me to use my vocal cords to sing the way I'm used to." According to the Stiff Person Syndrome Foundation, patients can be disabled, wheelchair-bound, or bedridden, unable to work and care for themselves. Apparently, this is also a neurological disease with autoimmune features that can include symptoms like hyperrigidity, debilitating pain, chronic anxiety, and muscle spasms, so violent they can dislocate joints and even break bones. Now, that's what you call packing a punch. For so many people, it was a sad day realizing that the Queen could be dying. To all appearances, it seemed that the Celine Dion was being taken away from us. It felt like a really cruel joke. In their frustration, some people even joked that in the midst of countless evil people that have brought such pain to the world, the one person that God decides to take is that one person bringing us so much joy, the Queen of Hearts. I mean, we all have one or two politicians that both sides of the aisle can agree won't be missed much if they replace her instead. That's how bad so many people felt, you know? After all, what's one or two evil politicians no one would miss to the life of a queen we all love? Now, keep that in mind as we all watch this amazing woman make a surprise comeback to the limelight. Keep that in mind as we talk about how it seems all of it rubbed some people the wrong way. On Sunday, we watched as Celine Dion made a surprise appearance at the 2024 Grammys. We watched as the Queen was called to present the Album of the Year award following her stiff person syndrome diagnosis. In her speech, the maestro said, "When I say that I'm happy to be here, I really mean it from my heart," as the obviously overjoyed audience stood up to cheer her on, singing along to her song, The Power of Love.
When I say that I'm happy to be here, I really mean it from my heart.
Going on, she said, "Those who have been blessed enough to be here at the Grammy Awards must never take for granted the tremendous love and joy that music brings to our lives and to people all around the world." True words, definitely. There's no denying that. As Celine Dion went on, she explained that on that day, she was on the Grammys stage to present an award that was given to her 27 years ago by two legends, Diana Ross and Sting. I mean, in every sense of the word, this woman is a music icon. You don't easily forget the woman that taught you that your heart will go on, you know? She gave us heartbreak songs, and she also taught us how to heal. Earlier, the awards show, in their cloak of mystery and suspense, had teased a surprise presenter for the final award of the night. Who can blame them? With viewership going down the drain, it's only fair they try anything to gain viewers again. You can't fault a drowning person for clutching onto anything they can touch. Whether it worked is a story for another day, but the game is the game. Earlier in the evening of that day, The Hollywood Reporter cited Celine Dion with the renowned stylist Law Roach, who apparently came out of retirement to style her for music's biggest night. I guess there are people you don't retire for, obviously. If the queen needs you, you just show up and show out. That evening, Roach posted pictures of the outfit Celine wore to the Grammys, doing well to inform us that it's an outfit by Valentino's Pierpaolo Piccioli, which she beautifully paired with Tiffany & Co. jewelry. If there's one thing you can fault Celine for, it's definitely not looks. And if there's one person you can trust to make dress you so good other stars look at you jealously, it's Law Roach. At the Grammys, this year's Album of the Year award went to Taylor Swift for Midnights again. That effectively made her the first artist in Grammys history to win the coveted top prize 4 times. She first won it in 2010 for Fearless. She followed that win up in 2015 for the album 1989. Then in 2021, the star won it again for the album Folklore. Now you see why Jay-Z acted the way he did at the Grammys, but I digress. Apparently, Dion's appearance at the 2024 Grammys was a surprise to all, considering the fact that the music icon has been very open about her health struggles over the last number of years. You can see how seeing her make such a comeback at the Grammys would be surprising for many people, possibly even puzzling. It was only in December 2022 that the star revealed her stiff person syndrome diagnosis to the world.
Recently, have been diagnosed with a very rare neurological disorder called stiff person syndrome.
Since then, she has had to cancel her world tour and other engagements. We all watched as it felt the star we all love was slowing, wilting away with what we found was an incurable disease. Barely a year after that announcement, the singer's sister, Claudette Dion, shared to the world that she was working hard to battle through the illness, but had lost control of her muscles. Talk about a double whammy, as if the original diagnosis wasn't bad enough. Going on, Claudette also disclosed that in the future, Celine Dion planned to return to the stage in some capacity, but it's just that she didn't know what state she would be in when she did. If we were heartbroken before, this really did it for many people. It was like a horror movie come to life. Things like this just makes you wonder, you know. Now, after seeing and hearing all of that, it's not surprising to hear that it appears in some quarters, some people, celebrities included, have been feeling a type of way about Celine Dion's comeback. For many of this was the woman we all thought was going to die. I believe for some, it's like the feeling you have after hearing your loved one is dead or dying, only to see them well and alive after a while. Sure, there's the relief, but for some people, there's also anger and confusion. Does it make sense? No. Is it there? Yes. To make things appear even worse, seeing how the star's health struggles have garnered such commercial attention only served as fodder for talks. Just a while back, the My Heart Will Go On crooner announced to the world that Amazon MGM has landed the rights to a documentary detailing her health struggles. Tag it I Am, Celine Dion. The premise is that the documentary would capture her life as she continues to navigate her career in the face of such massive odds. Speaking more as the news of the documentary dropped, the star said, "This last couple of years has been such a challenge for me, the journey from discovering my condition to learning how to live with and manage it, but not to let it define me. Going on," she said, "as the road to resuming my performing career continues, I have realized how much I have missed it, of being able to see my fans. During this absence, I decided I wanted to document this part of my life to try to raise awareness of this little-known condition, to help others who share this diagnosis." Truly mighty words indeed. No one can fault that. What some celebrities appear to fault, though, is whether a lot of these were hyped up. In essence, whether it's a hoax. Now that might sound outlandish, but like I said earlier, people talk. Now, what some people claim makes it even worse is the fact that this isn't even the first time the singer has been seen out at a major event. The singer has been out of the public eye for almost 4 years, so it was to the surprise and delight of fans that she made a rare public appearance at an NHL game in the last week of October. According to Chantal Machabé, Vice President of Hockey Communications for the Montreal Canadiens, the 55-year-old 20-year-old singer looked so happy when she stepped out for the hockey game between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Montreal Canadiens. Speaking on, Chantal said, "She's been through a lot, and to see her like this and smiling and being so happy, it's amazing. I know she has good days and not so good days, but this was a very good day, and it was reassuring." Apparently, in the course of the outing, the music legend was seen talking, laughing, and even singing a few notes, according to Mashabe, who added, "It was an incredible moment. She's an amazing woman." Now, seeing she sang at the event must have really given people ideas. Again, it doesn't make sense, but people are always going to do what they do best. After the game, Dion allegedly stepped into the locker room at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas to greet her hometown team. She was spotted shaking hands with team members and posing for pictures with her sons, René Charles, 22, and twins, Eddie and Nelson, 13. At the end of her visit with the team, Mashabe shared photos they took alongside the I'm Alive performer on Instagram, with the singer's arm around her. She tagged it in French, writing, "We had a beautiful visit at the game in Vegas yesterday. Thanks, Celine Dion, for your generosity. The whole team is so happy to have met you and your family." For the people that have issues with her, this was surprising, given the fact that she revealed her diagnosis just the year before. Their argument is, if the diagnosis is true and as bad as it sounds, then how is she handling the public outings alone? Not to talk of the singing, talk about being in people's business. Maybe it's the smile that got these people questioning, or something, who knows. We can't really decode haters, you know. Anyways, the perceived hate train for Celine Dion is quite a long one, I can assure you. From notable stars like Taylor Swift and Ellen DeGeneres, to even Rolling Stone and non-celebrities. It appears like despite all her efforts to steer clear of major trouble, the star still has people that seem not to like her for whatever reasons. Yeah, realizing that Taylor Swift could be on that train hate might be surprising, I know, but don't worry, we've got the gist. Here's why the buzz has been on about it. As music's biggest night concluded with a surprise appearance from Celine Dion and a historic win for Taylor Swift, the moment has been slightly overshadowed by online speculation of a rift between the two singers. For those who remember the events of last Sunday's Grammys, one of the most memorable things to come out of it was seeing Taylor Swift snub Celine Dion as she presented her with the Album of the Year award. Celine Dion and Taylor Swift were among the attendees at the 66th Grammy Awards, which took place at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles and was hosted by Trevor Noah. As Dion walked onto the stage to present the final award of the night, while escorted by her son René Charles Angelil, audience members applauded and gave her a standing ovation. The camera also panned out to capture Taylor Swift, who was out of her seat clapping, dancing, and singing along to "The Power of Love." Of course, the outpouring of support didn't go unnoticed by Dion. "When I say I'm happy to be here, I really mean it, from my heart," she said. "Those who have been blessed enough to be here at the Grammy Awards must never take for granted the tremendous love and joy that music brings to our lives and people all around the world." As we already know by now, Swift's Midnights nabbed the Grammy for Album of the Year, marking her 4th win in the category, a record-breaking feat. She previously won Album of the Year for Fearless, 1989, and Folklore. Now, after Swift got to the stage to accept the award, she hugged the producer Jack Antonoff, her friend and fellow Grammy nominee Lana Del Rey, and the sound engineer Laura Sisk. Having done all these, it was really surprising to see that while taking the trophy from Dion, Swift's head was turned toward her collaborators in surprise over the win. I mean, it's only simple courtesy to at least face the person handing you the award, right? But obviously, Taylor Swift didn't feel the same way. Now, whether that was intentional or not is what we can't tell, but for sure, it didn't look good. Apparently, it still didn't register to Taylor Swift that she might have committed a faux pas because she carried on like nothing happened. During her speech, she expressed her passion for her work, making sure to inform the audience about her upcoming concert in Japan as part of the Eras Tour. Continuing, she said, "I would love to tell you that this is the best moment in my life, but I feel this happy when I finish a song or when I crack the code to a bridge that I love or when I'm shortlisting a music video video, or when I'm rehearsing with my dancers or my band, or getting ready to go to Tokyo to play a show. She went on to add, "For me, the award is the work. All I want to do is keep being able to do this. I love it so much. It makes me so happy." Now, while she was likely overwhelmed and distracted by the win, many people couldn't help calling her disrespectful for not properly greeting Dion. The vitriol was most pronounced on Twitter. For this user on the platform, Taylor Swift receives her Grammy from the GOAT Celine Dion, and she doesn't even make eye contact with her. Disrespectful. Another one said, "Taylor not even acknowledging Celine Dion is not sitting right with my spirit. Girl, that is Celine Dion." This third user was a little more understanding though, as they said, "I don't think Taylor meant it in a cruel way, but yes, it's awkward and not a good look for her. Celine is indeed queen. No matter what you make of this, the fact is that as far as people could see, Taylor Swift didn't afford Celine Dion any courtesy while being handed her trophy. That's why it's not surprising seeing so many people think she's just one of the celebrity haters that Celine Dion has." Of course, many of these people didn't get to see that Taylor Swift likely made up with Celine Dion, as the two stars later took a photo together. As far as they're concerned, Taylor's action was just shameful. This must be why we say first impressions matter. Now, the second star on our Celine Dion gate roster is Ellen DeGeneres, an iconic woman in her own rights. This still hasn't stopped people from bashing her for allegedly being mean to the Queen of Hearts. For a while now, people have been saying that DeGeneres is mean when the show isn't filming, and as it turns out, it looks like she has upset quite a few celebrities. Apparently, Celine Dion, in particular, has a story to share about the time that she appeared on the show and was less than thrilled about the conversation. It looks like despite DeGeneres having a net worth of $330 million, all the money in the world doesn't make someone a kind-hearted person. As the story goes, when Celine Dion went on the Ellen DeGeneres show, DeGeneres insulted Dion's son's hair length. Now, this is super awkward to hear about. On her own part, Dion took the interview in stride, replying that once her son did go to the hair salon, she thought that the public would say, "It's a little short." Of course, the singer is no stranger to living in the spotlight. She knows that people are never happy and can always find something to criticize. DeGeneres apparently falls into that category. It seems this hate train is quite something, guys. Who'd have figured Ellen DeGeneres beefing with a young boy, probably because she doesn't like his mother, and the train goes on, bringing us to the next party that people have complained don't like Celine Dion. We know Rolling Stone for a lot of things, and now we might have to add hating the Queen of Hearts to that list. Fans have criticized the audacity of Rolling Stone to exclude Celine Dion from their new list of the 200 greatest singers of all time. The star has sold over 200 million albums globally and is still going strong at age 54. As the best-selling Canadian music artist, she has received numerous accolades over her career, including 2 honorary doctorates of music and 5 Grammy Awards. So, it was shocking to see Rolling Stone not give her flowers. The entertainment platform named Aretha Franklin as the best singer of all time, followed by Whitney Houston, Sam Cooke, and Billie Holiday. According to Rolling Stone, Mariah Carey ranks as the 5th greatest singer, followed by Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, Beyoncé, Otis Redding, and Al Green, who comes in at 10th place. However, Dion was nowhere to be seen, and her Twitter followers the world over vented their displeasure and disbelief at this. They called the Rolling Stone omission of the Canadian artist from the greatest singers list a titanic mistake. Tweeting about it, producer, promoter, and recording artist Jamie Lambert said, "Respectfully, not including Celine Dion, arguably the best vocal technician of all time, in this list is borderline treasonous." Still, many others were upset that artists such as Dionne Warwick, Diana Ross, and Sting were left off the list. It seems the disrespect never ends, and if you think that's all, think again. For a long time now, Celine Dion has been a non-stop target of body shaming from tabloids and social media users who have criticized her weight and deemed her too skinny. Here's a good example. This person tweeted saying, "I'm sorry, but Celine looks too bony and just way too skinny in an unhealthy looking way. I don't care what fashion designer wear you have on. I hope she's okay." In the face of all that though, Celine Dion is unbothered. The singer brushed off fans' concerns over her slimmer figure, asking the interviewer while flexing her toned bicep, "Is there anything wrong with my body?" Continuing at the opening night of her Courage tour in Canada, the star said, "I do ballet, I do a lot of stretching, and I work out because it helps my mind, body, and soul." She added, "When you go back, when I was 12 years old, my face was rounder because you have more fat when you're younger, but I've always been very thin." In the face of all the criticism, the Grammy Award winner said she's only focused on what's best for herself after developing a tough skin in the music industry. The singer said, "If you don't want to be criticized, you are in the wrong place. I take the positive. I take what's good for me. I leave behind what is not good for me. I let my management take care of that. And if it hurts anyone, they will take care of that. And I need to focus on what's right for me, how I feel." Now, that's more like it. You don't let people bring you down no matter what. Anyways, that's about it for us today, guys. Do you think she might actually be faking it, as her detractors claim? Or do you think this is just unnecessary hate? Thanks for hanging with us today. Goodbye.